Hi, I'm Marjorie Wall, and I will be dissecting a sheep's brain today. This is the specimen I was given. When we look at it, we see the front part here is the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe is here, the temporal lobe is here on the sides, and in the back is the occipital lobe. Okay? If you look closer at the specimen, you see there's wavy lines and then the inner lines. The meaty part is the gyrus, if I'm saying that right, and then the part in between the lines is the sulcus.
Oh, wow.
Right. With a deeper cut, you can see the gyrus and the inner sulcus. So next we're going to be looking at the longitudinal fissure, which separates the right and left cerebral hemisphere. So the left cerebral hemisphere is here, the right is here, and the fissure is this cut down the middle, which separates them. So I'm looking on it for the lateral sulcus, having a hard time finding it. So it should be in this area, but I'm not seeing it. Okay. Do you see it? So after looking at it closer, this right here that comes up through the top of the brain, that's going to be the lateral sulcus. I'm going to go ahead and get into this area, hopefully without cutting off my finger. What I'm looking for are the pons, the cerebellum, and the medulla oblonga. It's in this area, but I think it's under these tissues. I think I accidentally cut off the pituitary gland, so I'm a little concerned about that. so we're able to see a little bit more now. So what we're looking at are the pons are in this area with the medulla oblonga going down here. The cerebrum is in this tissue mass right here on top, this part. Okay, so if we look at the underside, we're going to be looking for the olfactory nerve or olfactory bulb, which is on this top end. So right here in this space, that's the olfactory bulb. The optic nerves, actually that was an optic nerve that I cut off. This piece was an optic nerve from this side, and then this is the other remaining optic nerve, which is severed, but it's there. With the optic chiasm in the middle. The pituitary gland, or the hypophysis, if I'm saying that word correctly, that one's right here in this area. The cerebral peduncles are right here. Okay. So we look further at this, I want to start looking at some of the nerves. We do have the optic nerve here. Again, I severed half of it earlier. So, but this is the remaining piece there. We've got the oculomotor nerves right here on both sides. The abducens are further along this way. And then this little nerve right here, I think the one on both sides, there's one there and one there. That's the trigeminal nerves. So I'm going to cut through the midbrain to separate the cerebrum and the cerebellum. And I'm not doing very well with the knife, so hopefully I do this correctly. There we go. So as we look down in there, that little black piece popping up in the middle right there, that's going to be the penile body. The corpora quadrima is this part that's now exposed in the middle, that large piece right there. The superior section is called the superior colliculus, and the inferior section is the inferior colliculus. So that's, if I can hold it open and get something to point, this top part is the superior up here, and then down here at the bottom, I know it's probably going to be hard to see in the video, this bottom part here, that's the inferior. And then the penile gland, or penile body, is right there, that little blackish brown piece. Alright, I'm now going to cut the brain, the sheep brain, into the sagittal section. And again, I'm struggling with the knife, but we'll see how this goes. So the sagittal cut is a cut right down the middle, and then we're going to see the internal parts of the brain and be able to see some of the functionality in there. This is my first time dissecting anything, so I'm sure showing my lack of skills in this video. So thank you for watching it. There we go, everything's opening up now. I'm gonna make sure, try not to damage anything. So this is the sagittal section of the brain. To cut it. When I look at this, what we've got here, this is the medulla oblonga. This is the cerebellum. And inside it, if you look close, these little lighter colored lines right here, that's the arbor vitale. It's where the nerve messages go to the cerebellum. The fourth ventricle is right here underneath, right in that section. The corporate quadragema, if I'm hopefully pronouncing that semi-right, is this one right here. And then this little bit right underneath it, that's the cerebral peduncle. The thalamus is this larger section. The lateral ventricle is right here with the fornix with this section around it. The cerebellum is this larger area of the brain, kind of the outer part that you're used to seeing on that side in the images. I've already shown you the fornix. The penile body, I severed it on this side. You can see it on this side. It's right there. That's the penile body, or the penile gland. So that is my dissection. Thank you for going through this experience with me with my first dissection. Looking forward to more.